Speaking of which, hi everyone. Welcome to ConCalPod's coverage from PAX West 2018. I'm Josh. This is Justin. We are talking to Sean Baptiste.
Hey guys.
We're having a nice little morning chat on what I've been informed is day 3.
It's day 3.
Depends who you ask.
It's day 3. I was out last night and I was 100% certain it was like day 5 pretty much at this point. But
it's day 3 for the Muggles.
It's day 3 for the Muggles.
That's right.
Yeah, it's been a while. We've been doing a lot of crazy stuff. Sean, how have you been doing? You've spent the last 2 days doing, was it the Bethesda days?
Yeah, Bethesda days. We were over, rented the Hard Rock Cafe here in Seattle for 2 days to have fans come and play a bunch of our games and just chill out with us. It was really cool. It was so much fun.
I heard tale from a mutual friend of ours that said that he overheard that the Hard Rock actually ran out of booze. I don't know.
I don't think that was true.
That was the rumor going around, and I'm like, it sounds like another bullshit rumor, but at the same time,
well, here we go. Breaking brews,
breaking brews, or breaking brews. Oh,
all the stuff.
But yeah, no, it was a really cool. I loved seeing the different known cocktails, but turned into Bethesda-esque stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of neat that there was a series of themed cocktails and the Rangers Slipgate sauce for Quake Champions. Particularly wonderful.
Yeah, I think I had the blue one from Fallout. I forget what it was.
The Quantum Quacktail.
Quantum Quacktail. I had one of those.
It was very nice.
Very delightful and sweet.
I forgot the one I had. It was the one that had pineapple and a bunch of other stuff in it.
The Somerset Sunrise.
Yes.
Delicious. I can't believe I remember all of the names of these, but yeah, they were good.
How many
they were
did
great.
You order?
Anyways, moving on. No, but I think that I loved about this whole Bethesda Day thing that you guys did was being in a Hard Rock Cafe and hearing just suddenly Skyrim music pop on and hearing it was almost surreal kind of experience.
Yeah, it was kind of cool to walk down the hall. I'm a big music nerd, and it was just great because that Hard Rock has lots of really cool stuff from Seattle musicians. And then there's all these posters everywhere, and it's you're looking at posters of Mother Love Bone and Nirvana and and Fishbone and all these bands, and then you just hear the Doom soundtrack playing in the background, which was dope. It was it was really, really cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool setup, really cool event. But that aside, I want to talk a little bit about yourself because I've known you now for a few years through from Adult Swim until now. And you are the influencer
manager.
I couldn't remember if influencer manager or relations there for a moment. Influencer manager for Bethesda now, and I'm just curious, how did you get into doing influencer management kind of thing? Where did that trajectory come from?
Yeah, so I've been in the industry for a long time. Started off at Harmonix doing QA. Did tech art for a little while.
Okay, sorry, that explains, because the first time I met you was, it was a PAX East a few years ago. A bunch of you kind of talked back and forth, and didn't really get to know each other then.
Yeah.
A bunch of you at the airport, and you started talking about how you made the PAX Mania site.
Oh, yeah, because I was in the first PAX Mania, and they threw me on their website, with my record and everything.
Yeah.
It was hilarious, yeah. I didn't do it this year, unfortunately, because we had a party last night for we were there till 9, so I couldn't really leave to go over, but I miss doing it. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's a cool event. I've still never actually sat in on one, but I've heard legends and tales for a long time.
It's the dumbest way you can spend a couple of hours, and that's me praising it.
No,
that's my praise of the show. Is it's
if you like wrestling
super
and you
dumb
like video games.
Yeah.
Go for it.
If you want to see otherwise respectable people completely debase themselves in front of an audience, get thee to PAX Mania.
And it somehow has just a continuous storyline between PAX.
There's actually an overriding storyline. It's great.
There's an actual lore book somewhere.
Yeah.
That's,
playing cards. But
playing cards.
I think there's a game coming.
I remember that announced, and I haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, I have no idea one way or the other, but it's just crazy. There's merch, everything.
I'm sorry, back to you, Sean.
That's okay.
Well, let's go back to how you so from Harmonix.
Yeah, so I was at Harmonix. I did QA, did tech art for Guitar Hero 2, I think. Wasn't great at it. But I was on the forums a lot. So our forums, so when we were launching Rock Band, they moved me over to start the community team.
Okay.
And we had so I ran the community team. So a lot of my background, a lot of what I consider like my real start in the industry was doing community management.
Sure.
So I kind of come from a little bit of that way of thinking,
Okay.
in a lot of ways. So, and after that I worked in indies for a while, made a game, while I was the PR and marketing person for Firehose Games. But when I was there, this was 2011, 2012. When you're PR and marketing for indie games, you don't really have much of a budget at all. So, but I saw that was just as Twitch was launching, and I saw how big that could be. And as somebody who's also just like a big nerd for TV and the history of television, I could see this as a really incredible art, and something that was a milestone, that media had changed. And so you don't really have a budget and everything. So I just started talking to lots of streamers, did a stream ourselves that was daily from Firehose Games. We had lots of people watching because it was the early days of Twitch. We weren't really competing with anybody. So we would just be on the front page, and it felt like we were hitting a little above our weight. And it was just a great way of marketing, with little to no budget, but getting our games out there. And I just saw how valuable it was, went to Adult Swim, and kind of kept that going. Now I'm at Bethesda and officially the influencer manager there. And
which is really freaking cool. When when all the stuff happened with Adult Swim, and I was wondering where you'd end up. And the moment I saw you say Bethesda, I was like, go on.
Yeah,
that's really awesome. I think it's really great that you got involved, and I think it actually, from what I know of Bethesda and the culture, it seems like something that does fit you very well.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been this massive fan of Bethesda, like of their games going back to the 90s, going back to Daggerfall. Just been a huge fan of their games, huge fan of their moves, huge fan of how they approach PR and marketing. I have always been a huge fan of the company. So getting to work there really kind of feels like a dream come true. And they take influencers very, very seriously and love having them part of the family. So it's been a great fit for me.
No, it's really great. And I think, I've seen what you've done and just what's been done with Bethesda and influencers over, recent time. I mean, recently you guys had that, I forget the exact name of the Elder Scrolls Online. There was that one group that did that whole week long.
Yeah, Crystallium. Team Crystallium, who are just fantastic. Yep. Spoke with them at E3 a little bit, and they made the pitch to do that. And it was just really cool. Like I like supporting teams like that.
That's cool. Yeah, one of my favorite things that you do is, it's one of the reasons I have you on alerts on Twitter, is you do almost daily questions or tips or just something to keep people asking questions or being asked questions of. And one of the things in that, I love all the different stuff, was the whole comments you made on you really don't care about like the size of who you're working with. Give me a good pitch and justify it.
Yeah.
And I love that, because right afterwards was when that Crystallium stuff started. Being announced.
Yeah, that was actually one of the reasons why I brought it up, because I love getting pitches. I think some people will insult streamers sometimes and just be like, all they're doing is playing games and just seeking attention and stuff. And it's like, actually, a lot of them are just young people who are starting their own brand. That they're starting their own small business. Yeah. They're presenting their own show. They're doing all of the work behind that. They're working their asses off, sometimes as much as 14 to 16 hours a day. First of all, respect them. Respect them. I just have endless. So, but I know they're,
I always loved it. People are like, I'm just trying to grab attention. I'm like, that's kind of the point. That's what we're working for.
Yeah, it's also, you're complaining on Twitter. What do you try to do?
People who are moving up in the world, all they do is kiss ass. It's called networking.
Yeah, they're just right. And I love that they legitimately put a lot of work into this, and they're very creative people. So getting a pitch, if they're excited about one of our games, even not one of our games, anybody's games, and they have an idea, you should probably listen to their idea. Yes. It's not necessarily going to be a fit, and it doesn't mean I'm going to say yes because somebody pitched something, or or if you pitched any influencer manager anywhere. But seeing those pitches sometimes it can, you'd be like, wow, that's actually a really fantastic idea. Let's try that out. Let's see what's going on.
Influencers have like that just rare, just hyper focused passion towards anything that they put forward or anything that they put on screen.
Yeah.
Which is, you can't just find out anywhere. I mean, you look around and stuff like that, but you can't hire somebody for that just to do everything. And then you have these people who do specific things, which, I mean, let's put it realistically, like a big company cannot afford to have like, I don't have this person focus on this, and this. So that's why it's just like, respect them. That's where you're going to kind of get the best content, the best look at, if you're looking at a specific game. Just that passionate viewpoint of someone who just loves it.
Yeah, I've said all the time, like, I would rather have a few really amazing content creators and streamers who are making really forward-thinking content that's super interesting than have like a million people just making the same old like thing you've seen before. I want people who make content with games from Bethesda to be making the coolest content and be really, really hands-on with their communities. And that's really not, like you were saying, we were talking about, it's not about the size of the audience. It's really about the drive. And you can see that. You can see, if I love looking at people's early videos and then looking where they are now, and then, dropping in on a few videos in the meantime, and just see if they're building, see if they're learning, see how they interact with their audience. And that's not about the numbers of people that follow them. That's about their passion for what they do.
And also, like, it's not like their audience is just someone who watches, does nothing. Like, usually their hardcore audience, it's like, oh man, go support this, go look at this.
Yeah.
They'll do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, their grades are probably one of the best examples I see right now. I mean, definitely upper tier, but Greg Miller, kind of funny, like the community they built and how passionate that community is and how supportive that community is insane.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a thing that you look for is because I like streamers who really look out for their communities, really care about their communities, because that's just a sign of that's another sign of passion. That's another sign of doing it for the right reasons. I always like working with people with great communities. I stop in. That was another reason why it was so great working with Crystallium, is they just have this fantastic community of people who really care a lot, and they care a lot about their community.
Fair enough. So where do you see influencers in this kind of this because it's still a fairly new thing. It's still fairly new in this world. I mean, yes, Twitch and stuff has been around for nearly a decade, all this stuff, but it's people in the industry and outside the industry still don't know quite what to make of stuff. Where do you see this kind of growing as far as an entertainment, or even more than an entertainment medium?
Yeah, I think it'll be, stay a very valid thing. I mean, in a lot of ways you're seeing, I always compare it to like the early days of television where people were just trying to figure it out. They're like, well, we had radio, so let's see if we just do that, but film it sort of, and then I guess we'll build set. And you can see in the early days of television, if you can watch any of the tapes that survive or any of the film that occasionally survived, that you just see every week trying to just figure out what the medium is. And that's where we are right now. It's our only frame of reference was television, but right now it's streamers still trying to figure out what that means and how to make that content. I think we're going to see a lot more, overall, I know this seems weird to say, but kind of like storylines emerge, that some of the more creative influencers, streamers, content creators are going to be building these sort of larger storylines. And you can see that with some streamers already that they have it. There's one incredible streamer who streams for us. He streams Quake Champions. He streams a lot of it, called the Spud Hunter.
I've seen you shout him out before.
He blows my mind with how inventive he is, his interaction with his community, which I think is actually a little like he does it in this sort of revolutionary way, the way he shoots it, and you can see that he's constantly trying to get better. And there's almost a cinematic, episodic feel that I think more people will start doing, which is it's good for the audience too, because it makes you want to come back the next day to kind of find out even if it's just like one little dumb detail, to find out what's going on and be part of that. And I think we're going to see a little bit more of that. But yeah, it's still, since it's so early, we're still in, as far as streamers go and everything, we're still in this almost anarchy sort of phase where it's just throw everything at the wall, see what sticks and see what comes of it. And you're already seeing now more platforms. So with Mixer and Twitch, Facebook jumped into it. You got YouTube, you got Caffeine.
I mean, like, this industry, as far as like media and people like influencers go, it's like predicting the weather. You could try. Yeah. You might get it. You might get the idea the direction it's going to be in, but then something's going to come upside and smack you out of nowhere.
That's exactly right. And that's, I hope. I think having multiple platforms is a good thing. I think. Yeah,
I mean, that competition breeds excellence.
Yeah, and I think there's room for them to each have kind of like different vibes and different approaches to it, and different styles of community. I think that's really exciting, and that's a thing. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I wonder it's to me that's an incredible story, and I want to see where that goes with all those different platforms and seeing how that develops, because I'm really excited about it. I think it's a great thing. Yeah,
as someone who moved their company from Twitch to Mixer, but still keeps an eye on stuff, it's always fascinating to see. And then even in just like the last 6 to 8 months or so, just seeing how Twitch has changed and how Mixer's changed, and then I say Caffeine and Facebook Gaming and all these other companies just kind of finding where they belong. And then furthermore, their streamers or streamers coming from other platforms are finding, oh, this better suits me and my audience, or this better suits. And it's just really it's just been this interesting growth and experimentation cycle. And it's fun seeing, my favorite thing has been seeing the people who were on Twitch for a while, maybe stagnating and stuff. Maybe, they had good ideas, but just they weren't getting the audience. They moved to Mixer or Facebook or Caffeine or something, and suddenly their audience, A, their audience is growing, and B, it refreshes them, and suddenly you have a person who was completely unnoticed, completely not known on Twitch, who's immediately getting the partnership levels and just blowing the hell up. And because this platform suits them better.
Right. And I think there's plenty of room for that. Yeah. And I like that. I like there's been a few streamers who I've worked with for a very long time who've now jumped over to different platforms. They're seeing great success. And sometimes it's great to just sort of disperse it a little bit and find these different places and find your audience. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're getting to the point that camera's about to turn off, because it's a funny little quirk it has that it turns off after about 22 to 25 minutes.
We should calibrate it.
Calibrate it. I've tried calibrating, but apparently it's a feature to keep it from overheating. So if you fix that feature, bad things happen, and that's too expensive a camera to fix the feature.
To fix the feature is to buy a new camera.
Which is, Anyways, so that being said, any final advice for anyone who maybe let's go this. Anyone who may be wanting to work with Bethesda and work with yourself.
Yeah, just so I'm Sean the Baptiste on Twitter. My DMs are open. I ask that you send a picture of your pet. Start with that. I like pictures of dogs very much. But
I don't think I've ever sent you a picture of my dogs. I should look into.
I know you got to really get that going. Yeah. That's it. I'm out of here. No, but you can find me there. Hit me up. But, what I look for is that you really care about this medium, that you care about our games, that you have a passion for your community, and that you have a dedication to working on your craft and getting better every day. To me, that's really the important part, very, very much. But your passion shows, and hit me up. I'm happy to watch.
My personal opinion on that is that's also just good advice, literally. If you want to be a professional in this, it's fine if you want to just stream and have fun, it's fine. But if you want to actually grow a career out of this, whether streaming is your ultimate goal or this is your way to break into the industry, that all is just good advice in general.
Yeah.
Work with pretty much anybody.
And it's okay to just have it be a hobby too.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
But if you want to go pro, that's what I suggest, because you're going to have to care, because it's an unbelievable amount of work.
It's even if it's a lot of work, it's still somehow one day you'll be doing it for a few months, just really getting into it, and then you'll pause and you're like, and you'll start counting the hours in your head.
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit, I cannot believe that took me this particular project, this particular aspect. Did I seriously spend 8 hours yesterday making promo GIFs to put out?
Yeah, because it's a lot of, because it's not just what you do on screen, it's what you do for prep. It's spending time in OBS or XSplit, setting up your scenes. And again, being experimental with that and constantly change, like every day trying to be a little bit better than you were the day before. That requires work when you're not on screen.
Yeah. Well, the best aspect of streaming, in my opinion, though, is the fact of when you just get that random idea in your head and you're like, has anyone ever done this? I don't know. I'm going to do this. And then you suddenly are downloading After Effects and teaching yourself a skill set that you never thought you would ever need in a million years because just something piqued your interest.
That's right. Yeah, and I find that I love that so much. Or like working on your emotes and stuff like that for your channel. Like that stuff is exciting.
It's the most jack of all trades thing right now, particularly in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So
it's it requires a real dedication.
Right. Well, you already have, but just again, plug I guess where people can find you and just anything else you feel.
I'm at Sean Baptiste on Twitter. And like I said, my DMs are open. Send a picture of your pet, and I'm go out there and make good work, make good content. I'm excited to watch it.
I like that.
You're the future.
I like that.
Play Bethesda games.
Yes.
Yeah, I also do that. Definitely play our games.
Yes,
they're very good.
They're especially good.
They are really good.
I can't. Yeah, I will agree on that. That being said, for any more constant calibrating stuff, you're probably watching this on youtube.com/ConCalPod. We stream on mixer.com/ConCalPod. Podcast, mental health awareness stuff, games, really a lot of stuff. New things are being announced very, very soon. Some stuff I'm extremely excited about. That being said, ConCalPod or Constant Calibrating is where you can pretty much find everything. With that, I bid you a good sign off.